on, baby. Look who we got today. A good old friend, Charlie. Welcome. We're going to talk
Hey,
today about it's that time again, right? It's the what we in
it
Q4.
is.
We're
Well, yeah, we're preparing for Q4 here in September. Getting like 2 hours of sleep, every night, and preparing for the course to make sure that everybody can, have a pretty good Q4. But yeah, it's the 1 year anniversary of the crypto mindset course, which we started last year, 2020, in September, preparing for Q4, which starts in obviously October. But we found, that if we prepare for the course, a couple weeks in advance of the next quarter, that usually is the best opportunity for people to kind of get into the market and then be prepared, to make gains. Because if you try to, educate people within the quarter itself, especially by the time that it starts, you're kind of like, trying to catch up with prices, right? So
that's it. Preparation's
yeah.
key. Preparation's key. So go. Wow, one year. But let's just jump into introduction. So my name's Kevin. Probably most people on my channel know who I am by now. But let's just, for the people who don't know you, Charlie, maybe you could just give us a quick introduction on kind of who you are and what you do.
Yeah, my name's Charlie. I'm from the United States, Minnesota specifically. Been living here in Japan for about 10 years or so. Came from the corporate world where I was basically a headhunter and a salesman, helping people to change their jobs, helping multinational corporations, grow their business here in Japan. And yeah, about, what was it, 3 years ago, 2.5 years ago, something like that, I decided, the crypto space is where it's at. And so started the YouTube channel Cultivate Crypto. Had like 5 people watching me at the beginning. Greg B, who's in both of our communities, was one of them. He's still around. So I think we've done some good for him. And yeah, it's just the whole concept of my YouTube channel or the business that we run is just in 2017, there's a lot of people who are giving really, dishonest or bad information out there in crypto. And so I was just like, well, this is a novel idea. Why don't you give people legit information, no BS, and actually help them out? Actually run like a, an above board business basically. And the other thing is like 99.9% of people who will be in crypto are not yet in crypto. So why don't you help onboard people to crypto, make them, get some gains and actually realize profits, which I think a lot in 2017, a lot of people had trouble with the ICO craze and stuff like that going into 2018. So, you help people out enough and, everybody wins in that situation, then you start creating a community that actually starts like helping each other, right? And we kind of have that here with the crypto mindset course. Like a year from now, we have people who've taken all 4 of the courses that we've done so far, jumping into their 5th. And, we also have people who've been in crypto a really long time that are advanced, but just maybe had trouble taking profits or want to, figure out what's going on now because they maybe have been out of the loop for a quarter or 2. And so we deal with everybody from, beginners to intermediate to advanced people, and just make sure, it's kind of like a boot camp. So we just kind of like turn on the hose of knowledge basically, and let everybody know like what's up for each quarter. And then if people make money, come back right to the YouTube channel, watch for free, come back to the course, for just a little bit of money, and keep making gains basically. So we're the insurance policy when it comes to people trying to make gains in the quarter, because a lot of people are too busy to follow the market. So me and Miguel, we just we dedicate our time to really paying attention to here the bull market, because we're going to be doing it anyway, so might as well do it and help other people while we're at it.
Sure. So yeah, I think you've been very consistent. Like I was quite early to watch, and you're not quite as early as Greg and all those people, but I remember kind of stumbling across your channel and kind of resonating with kind of the way that you kind of express the market, and that you viewed the technicals, and like you were kind of a little bit more reserved, I would say, than some of the other in
Yeah,
terms of
not
your
like,
predictions. Yeah.
well, yeah, in terms of my predictions, also not putting the fucking crazy thumbnails out there that you see like some of the larger YouTube channels, basically just putting out like ridiculous faces on their thumbnails, right? So might as well just I don't know, just try to be real with people, right? Just kind of
That's it. There's
be
no need. There
realistic.
is no to. There is no need to kind of do that to express in that way. And I think like it's kind of like tortoise and the hare. I think the people who take that longer term approach will be around
Yeah.
longer and kind of more
Oh
authentic. And
yeah.
I think the market's definitely going to see through a lot of the other kind of people that are doing those crazy things. So like you've been very consistent with the courses. I've been involved with the courses since the beginning. I helped you out on the first one, and I've done the modules on all of them. So I think it's a really good value for money course. So and I think kind of it's an authentic offering. And basically, if people can't really make back the price of the course, then they've probably done something wrong. And that's okay. Doing things wrong is okay. We need to kind of recircle around and look at your strategy. So for just those who don't understand what's in the course, like what does it consist of, and how long does it last, etc.
Yep. So the course itself is 20 live webinars, right? Where we do it from, in this case, September 12th through September 26th. So we have 10 days of webinars and 14 days during that period. We have 4 off days during that period as well. The webinars are from 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time and 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time twice a day on the days that we are on. And then each webinar is broken up into a couple chunks, basically 1 to 2 hours of a focused topic. And each webinar is a brand new topic, where we start with the first 2 webinars of well, actually, let me go through each webinar and then I'll mention what we talk about in them. But so yeah, where we basically the first 1 to 2 hours is the focused topic. Then we have about an hour of Q&A on that topic. And then we stop the recording there. And we upload the recording so people who weren't able to make the live portion of that webinar, for example, can go back and review it. But then we do an hour of unrecorded portion where we can talk about things openly that maybe we can't say on YouTube, and also just let people, kind of have an AMA type conversation where people can ask like any question they want about crypto, and we'll try to answer it for them. If we don't know the answer, we'll honestly say, hey, we'll come back and get the right answer for you down the road. And so that's how each webinar is kind of structured. But in terms of how the overall 20 webinars are structured, we have, what do you call it? The first 2 webinars are basically what is our thesis for that quarter, and what do we think is going to happen throughout the quarter, maybe even beyond into the early part of next year, in this case. And then we do about 5 or 6 webinars for beginners, just kind of helping everybody kind of, get on the same level, because if you start, going real deep into stuff, then if somebody's lost, it's not really going to work out for everybody. In the last quarter, we had over 1,000 people join. It looks like we're going to have the same situation here too. So just want to make sure everybody's on the same page. For people who are more advanced, we just say, yeah, pay attention and get on the non-recorded portion, at least in the first few webinars. But then where it gets really, juicy for a lot of people is from the middle of the course, right around like webinar number 8 or 10, somewhere in there. And then the second half, we go through intermediate and advanced strategies, and all the way through to, some guest speakers, including yourself. I think we've always been very appreciative of you coming in and doing the modules that you do in the webinars, because they're always fantastic. You always prepare really well, and always give people something new, which, is really, really valuable. So yeah, we have a variety of different things that we talk about, from, discussions on taxes to yield to what not to do in crypto, what to do in crypto, which coins, are going to outpace Bitcoin and Ethereum the most from our perspective. And yeah, we also do have like each quarter, like an ideal portfolio for that quarter, so that if anybody new is coming in, they can basically start their portfolio from scratch. If anybody already has their portfolio set up, they might take 5% of their portfolio or so, or 10%, and do like a little flyer bet on a new coin that maybe they haven't understood or seen before.
Yeah, I think that term kind of boot camp kind of sums it up, because that's what I was kind of like. I've been on most of these courses now in terms of like participating. In the early days, I was helping moderate them as well. And it's kind of just like you said, there's opportunity for kind of everybody to kind of join in, even if you're like medium, beginner or advanced. And it can get away from some of the beginners early on, but they do have the ability to kind of come back and re-watch everything. So that's the whole beauty of it, right? Like you can just take it module at a time, listen to the after shows as well. So yeah, it's kind of like a boot camp, and there's just like a complete ton of information, and then kind of pretty much I always find that there's always like one module that someone really resonates with as well, and usually just that one module alone is worth like $500, right? Like,
oh yeah,
and that's why I've tried to do something different in the other courses as well, just because I kind of just something that, and I know a lot of people kind of, it struck a chord with a lot of people who are like, oh no, I'm not interested in that, trying to make a fortune. So like it's something for everyone there. There's something for everyone there, right? Like, and if you can just pick up that one thing that kind of changes your perspective and kind of the way you approach these markets, you can really like just add that to kind of your own way you approach the market, and it's really powerful that way.
Yeah, we try to get different voices in there, right? Like different people who look at the market from completely different perspectives, right? Like that's the reason why, you know, we've partnered with you, Miguel, and other people in the space, is simply because, you know, the way that I look at the market is from like kind of just like a normal technical analysis point of view, and just saying, okay, what's reasonable here? You know, usually that causes me to get into a coin when it's relatively safe and, you know, having a relatively realistic price target. But then every once in a while, you know, you'll know that crypto is going to get a little intense, and then obviously the price will run a little bit, you know, much more than maybe what you expect. We kind of saw that last year with Celsius. I mean, I was being very conservative and saying, you know, Celsius was going to get to $1.60 by the end of 2020 when it was about 35 cents. And, you know, Miguel takes a totally different perspective from a fundamental analysis point of view. And then, you know, with the moon math, you know, he was saying $5 Celsius by the end of last year. A lot of people were calling him crazy. And then it hit 650, I think, in December of last year. So then we're like, damn, it outpaced both of our expectations. Like, wow, this is pretty insane. And, but, you know, and then we, you know, basically your information there as well. I think, you know, you're also a very realistic person. Who's just like, yeah, this is what's possible here. Here's, you know, the right parameters. And I think, you know, you take a look at it from both a technical fundamental as well as, you know, maybe on-chain type of data, looking at, you know, different wallets and what they're doing and stuff like that. So, and then now with the yield stuff as well is a good information there. So, yeah, we all just try to take the different perspectives and kind of see like, okay, as a team, like what kind of way can we view the market? And I think because each person who's, you know, joining the course kind of has a different perspective, different goals and different things, then they'll gravitate towards, you know, a few of those different types of points of views a little bit more, a little bit less. I think, for example, like last quarter, 2 of the coins that we were recommending, I mean, if you were to go to any other crypto community and say these 2 coins, you'd probably get very intense reactions. But, you know, we were talking about different ecosystems. You know, we were talking about the Hex with Pulse Chain ecosystem. We're talking about the Polkadot and Kusama ecosystem with the parachain auctions. We were talking about Solana and Radium and Serum, that ecosystem. And we're just kind of, you know, looking at what's the differences between them, what kind of opportunities does each of them have. And not each one was for everybody, right? Some people preferred Hex and Pulse Chain just because, you know, the gains, you know, are pretty intense. And so some people, you know, gravitated towards that. And then we had Solana and the ecosystem there related to FTX and what Sam Bankman-Fried's doing with Alameda Capital. And some people were like, yeah, that makes more sense to me, so I'll go with that. Both coins actually did, I think, at least a 4x from when we were talking about them during the last quarter and within the course itself. And yeah, so, you know, if some people got in both of them and are very, very happy, some people just gotten one of the 2, and some people stuck with Ethereum. So, you know, to each his own, but we try to give as many different angles on the market as possible so people have those opportunities.
Yeah, I think it's kind of like the open approach where you let in like other voices come in and like other communities come in to kind of just add. And like you say, like not everyone's going to stick in one community. Some people are going to cross community. Some people are going to like cross pollinate into different things. Some people don't like this module, but they like that module and they like that mindset.
Right.
To their personality more. So it's kind of being able to open and like being able to kind of let people express, and then kind of almost all the communities kind of collaborate together. It kind of is, it's way more powerful, and we can just not be like kind of objective on one coin or bag holding one coin or one project, which kind of happens quite a lot. So I think one of the most powerful things is kind of the network aspect. And that's something that like, I don't think with me or you had, we talked a lot about this, like when we first met, that we never had this network to kind of come into. So you get the course, but you also kind of get a network. And I know a lot of people out of your course kind of pulled together. Some of them have come over to our community, some of them go to other communities as well, and they kind of stick together as kind of like the people from the, so they're like, oh yeah, I was in Q2 course, I'm one of those like graduates, right? Like, so it's really cool. Like you see this, like people, they've, out of like 1,000 people, they'll probably find like 1 to 10 people that they really like resonate with if they do the after shows and they network in the Telegram and stuff, and then they can really like carry that around crypto with them. It's really cool.
Yeah, we've even had people meet up in real life, believe it or not. It's like, I think there's a lot of people in crypto, when you talk around you, like, you don't really find a lot of people in, your normal everyday life or the city that you're in to network with. And so I think, we've ended up having, the UK crypto mindset or Moon Gang group and like, the NFT group and the, Canadian group and different areas of the world, basically. And people end up meeting up in real life and having a beer and then jumping into multiple communities, right? Because we do preach being like coin agnostic, which is just try to be as objective as you can on the entire market, because it is very difficult to try to learn about more than a couple coins here in the market. I understand, like, for a lot of people that can be kind of like overwhelming at the beginning, but you can also kind of automate your system in a way so that you do the hard work up front and then you just pay attention to what's happening, bit by bit. I always recommend to people, creating that foundation of like understanding a certain section of the market takes a lot of effort. It's very difficult. But after you put in that 2 to 3, 4 months of effort, then all it really takes is like 15, 30 minutes, 4 days a week, right? Which for some people who may be new to crypto, that might sound like a lot, but people who are in crypto, they know, like, paying attention to the market with how fast it moves and how much it changes over that period of time, that's nothing. And so, if you do find a place in your life for consistency and persistence with this information, then it kind of becomes second nature just to be like, oh yeah, I check this YouTube channel or that YouTube channel like once a week and take in one piece of new information there. I take a look at this news source once a week or twice a week and take in that information there. Then I try to do my charts, or I try to do my fundamentals, or I try to do my on-chain data, or I try to do a lot of different, my chain analysis or whatever. I try to like up a skill during that period of time, kind of like learning a new language. And the people who it doesn't really take, I think, what's the best way to put it? It's not like, a lot of like the super intelligent people aren't the people who end up winning in crypto, right? There's a lot of intelligent people who do end up winning, but it's the people who are consistent and persistent, the people who won't give up, and the people who are wanting, kind of to be hungry for this information, for this knowledge, and to, take advantage of this market when it's really, really hot. I mean, the bull market doesn't last forever. We've experienced that, in 2018, that, there will be downtrends, and there will be, times where it feels like there's just like tumbleweeds in the market and nobody's around, right? And then you got to be able to, keep plugging away there. I think it was, whatever you think of him, it doesn't matter. There's CZ from Binance, right? In the last bear market, he was just saying buildle, which was kind of a stupid way, play on words with hodl, just basically build. If you try to build when everybody else is not paying attention to the market, that tends to be where you find the best information, or able to network with the most people in crypto. And then also, prepare your portfolio in such a way that you're going to do well. So we recommend people, hey, make some money while the bull market's happening. Great. Make sure to take profits, make sure to de-risk your positions. And then when the bear market comes, once you have your foundation, once you have that consistency of, keeping up with the market, on a semi-regular basis, then when the bear market comes, it's almost too easy paying attention to what's going on. What are the new things that are building, who's still around, and then you can place your bets in the early part of the next bull market. If you can do that, then I would say it's pretty easy in a bull market where you're starting from the very, starting line with maybe, let's say, a good chunk of capital, anywhere between, 5 to 6 figures for most people. And if you start with that, about 15 to 40x within a given market cycle over the course of 4 years or so, is pretty reasonable, actually. I know it sounds kind of ridiculous, but I mean, Ethereum, right? Early part of this bull cycle was still under $100. It's $4,000 or $3,800 at the moment. So I mean, we could try to do the math there, but it's pretty damn good.
Yeah, it was there for a while as well. Anyone was around in that time, so like, yeah, the point's right, and it's kind of like that mindset, like you said, is kind of what. And I think this course is a little bit of a test as well. You referred to it as like a boot camp,
Yeah.
like where it's not nothing's a given, right? Like you have to get, like sometimes I see people complaining, oh, the time zones, and I'm like, it's like 2 weeks. It's like 2 weeks, right? You just have to get up. And if you don't want to listen to the after show, like you can just listen to the recordings, fine. But
Yep.
really, like you really, to get the maximum value, you want to listen to the after show too. Then there's
Yep.
sometimes after show networking. Sometimes I put on like after show things so people can join and come and talk to me directly. So like it's really just, you have to just go through it. I know it's not, I've seen people like at work on the calls in trucks and driving around with like the
Yeah.
headphones in like bulldozers
Yep.
working. So like if you really want to, and I know it's not like if you're working in a coffee shop or something and trying to serve people, you can't listen to this at the same time. Like that's not the point. But it's like if you want to make it happen somehow, book time off, like
Yeah.
whatever it is, like if you're really that
What's
bothered about furthering your financial future, then maybe to make it happen and put the time in.
Yeah, people work 8 hours a day, 5 days a week or more, right? To make, a good chunk of change, right? And then, to take a certain amount of time to, really invest in your knowledge so that the investments that you're putting, let's say, 5 figures or 6 figures into to try to make a good chunk of change back, right? It's probably worth it, right? You just don't want to, throw that money in the market and just, let's put it on red and see what happens, right? You want to make sure you're doing it right and that you're doing it in a sustainable way, because this is not about getting rich quick in crypto, right? It's just about staying consistent over a long period of time and having the conviction of what you're in and understanding that enough to be able to have conviction. So you're not like hoping or believing that you're going to do well. You know that you will because you understand what you're doing from a lot of different angles. And we've had some people who have made I mean, it's just like there's so many stories like this, but there's, I've had a consultation with a guy last week in the United States who is like maybe 27 years old. He's made about $400,000 in profit from the course over the course of maybe the last 6 to 9 months. And he's like, yeah, I think I owe you just, maybe more than a few beers. Like, can't thank you enough kind of stuff, And we've had several people who are like, I've made so much, money from the course that basically I take the 2 weeks off as much as I can. Like obviously maybe not the whole 2 weeks, maybe 5 days out of there that they could take off. Maybe they work some overtime prior to that to earn some extra money to be able to put into different projects that we talk about. And they're making more money during the courses than they are from their annual salaries, which is pretty wild.
It's crazy, right? It's crazy what is possible. Like it's not a given, and it definitely needs hard work. But
Yeah.
like it's
Definitely.
everybody's done it, and it's doable, right? Like there's got to be some sort of like timing element as well. But obviously, we don't all get rich quick too. Like so, yeah. Sometimes learn something today, and then in 1 year you use that skill set too. So yeah, we don't really endorse any products, but I think just in terms of like value for money, I think like the amount of information, just kind of, we do specific modules as well. Other people come on and do specialist subjects. I think for like this condensed thing, like the value for money is crazy. Plus you're getting a network of like 1,000 people. So you can pick a few people out there that you like too. And then plus you get access to you guys. Like, so it's crazy value for money. So like if you be able to tell the audience about the price and kind of as well, and then when it starts.
Yeah, so it's $897 one-time payment. Currently, me and Miguel are charging like $800 an hour for consultations. So basically, one consultation for 1 hour or 20 hours of live webinars, or sorry, not 20 hours, 40 hours of live webinars, and then maybe even up to 80 hours of content if you were to try to take advantage of the whole thing for $897, an extra $100, and then you get both of us, and then you get, Kevin on top of it for a webinar. And also, I know you jump in to some other webinars, answer some questions, in some of the different parts of the modules, and lots of other people join, because they like to see how the community is building and everybody's learning something, right? I think even we learn a lot from doing this. It makes us stay sharp with the market and make sure to continue putting out good information. So it's a win-win-win situation for everybody. People ask me like, what's the minimum amount that I should have to invest if I want to make, more money than the course costs? I'm like $1,000, right? It's pretty, much like $897 for course. And if you put in $1,000 in the market, we're pretty confident that, not every single quarter, but with what we got coming up in the Q4 for the crypto market, it seems very likely that most of the stuff that we're going to be talking about is going to go anywhere from like a 2.5 to 5x by the end of this year. We could talk more about that or whatever, but that amount of returns on $1,000 investment, let's say you do 3.5x, right? You turn 1,000 into 3,500, you take out $897 or $1,000 for the course, and then you still have $2,500 in pure profit on just $1,000 investment. Now add an extra zero or an extra couple zeros to that, and you're doing pretty good as well. So lots of opportunity there, and that's we recommend conservative, less risky portfolios, and we recommend, okay, if you want to YOLO and have some fun here, but not blow your account up, here's another way to do that as well. And then I think the yielding stuff that, your community focuses on is absolutely fantastic. And we talk a lot about that as well. So there's going to be, a lot of different things that we can discuss there. And like you said, we don't endorse like any specific projects. We just talk about the projects that we like and the projects that, look like they can make money. I mean, sometimes when me and Miguel are going through the different cryptocurrencies out there, there's like 11,000 plus now. Something like that. And we usually end up choosing only about 40 projects that could outpace Bitcoin and Ethereum that have decent fundamentals. And of those, maybe 5 or 10, which, we would go and say like, yeah, you could build a portfolio on that. So we do a lot of work on the back end to make sure that everybody gets, quality information as well.
Yeah. So and obviously we've supported it from the beginning and done modules. I did a lot of Celsius content back in the day. So anybody that took that course literally cleaned up. I think we started doing those at 50 cents.
Oh,
so,
yeah.
yeah, there's some examples of, and I can't believe it's 1 year, right? That's what I remember
I know.
I was this time last year, doing that. Now you've said it. And so that's crazy. I'm still homeless. Yeah. I'm still homeless and I still don't know it. So I didn't really improve much, but I think my life's moved forward a bit, especially because of crypto.
Which country are you in right now?
I'm in Spain at the moment, in Marbella.
Okay.
So I'm on the coast.
So avoiding that hot summer out there. So that's a nice area. And I think a year ago, me and Miguel were preparing for the course. And I think we ended up coming out on the webinars on September 18th last year. It was a pretty good one. And we were like, we need to do this course because Q4 of last year, we knew the market was just going to absolutely rip. And it's basically the same situation this year, but on steroids. And, so we're like, we got to get this thing together and we just have to basically, go out there. And I think we did something crazy, 24 webinars straight. We didn't even take any breaks during them. It was pretty crazy.
But I think you took a break between one of mine just because you were so exhausted. Yeah. So it's good to have the other people to come in, give you guys a break, and then kind of give a different perspective as well. And so we're gonna be. Sorry, go on.
Oh, the only thing I was gonna say to that was a year ago we thought 89 people would, we only thought 20 to 30 people would join, and then 89 people joined. Man, this is pretty cool. To see this, right? We did zero marketing for it. We just talked about it onto our channels, and then now that we've been actually coming out here, getting people educated, doing videos like this, helping people understand what this actually is and how it can benefit them and everything. We had 1,000 people in the last course. We already have 930 plus people who've signed up for this course, and there's still 2 days left. So it does close. The enrollment does close on Tuesday at midnight Pacific Standard Time because we want to make sure that we prepare for the webinars on Sunday, which is next week on Sunday, September 12th. So when we start the webinars, we want to make sure we have a few days between the ending of the registration period and the starting of the course that we get everybody, situated. The more people that we have jump in the course, the more fun it is, the more enjoyable that a lot of people, have, and the more networking people can do. But also, the more we have to prepare to make sure everybody's on the same page. And so we end the enrollment on Tuesday at midnight Pacific Standard Time to make sure that that happens. And if you try to jump in the course, a day or so late or whatever, sorry, we just won't be able to let you in, just because we have to make sure we focus on the people that did take advantage of this opportunity.
It's hard to catch up. It's hard to catch up
Yeah.
as well, because it is quite fast paced. But like you said, you can watch it back, and there's plenty of people to network with. So you want to be there on the ball. You actually want to be there, like really signing up now. And like you said, we said at the beginning, like really like get your exchanges. And I'm sure you've got like a check sheet of things that people should do before they start. Like get MetaMask, get all these things downloaded on your computer, and just work out how that works, at least the downloads and KYC and all this stuff. So people need to prepare. So yeah, if people want to, we have our own affiliate link. If people want to use it, we're going to do basically a post. So anybody that uses our link, that we're going to do like a post course kind of our own webinar. So you'll get another one. So 21 webinars where we can basically just get everyone together and then kind of let the information sink in, and we can like kind of add just some more clarity if anybody has. So if you use our link, which is down in the description, we're going to do that just for our community and people who support us. All of the all of the referrals just goes back to the community, so it's not coming directly to me or anything. So we're just trying to build the community out really, really strong. So that's a nice bonus for anybody who wants to use it. If you don't want to use it, you can go onto the Cultivate Crypto website and use that one as well. So where can people find you, Charlie? Let me, I'll just see if I can share your channels and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, come over there to Cultivate Crypto on YouTube. We did you can see there an interview with Robert Kiyosaki here just the other day. You can watch the short clip there. There's a link to the full video that we did. Me and Miguel had a pretty good conversation with him about, basically crypto beyond Bitcoin, because he's a pretty big proponent of self-sovereignty, freedom of money, basically, screw the Fed. He gets some choice words in there, which is fun to hear Kiyosaki, unfiltered. So we had a really good conversation there. And then we give out, you can see like absolutely free content on a variety of different subjects. If you want the 10 reasons, why you should jump into the crypto mindset course, you could see that video there too. You can see some Solana, action there. And we give all this content absolutely for free. So if you're not sure, like, who are these guys? Can they actually, talk the talk as much as they can walk the walk? Go back and watch some of the videos from a couple months ago, and then go look at what we said on the charts during those videos, and then go look at the charts and see what they did, and see if, what we're saying is lining up. You can follow me as well on Twitter. You can Cultivate Crypto on Twitter. Just give a follow, give a like on some of the videos, come and see what we're talking about here. Go follow Dollar Cost Crypto as well on YouTube, on YouTube and Twitter, actually. And then if you go over to the website, right, there's a shop where you can see the crypto mindset course. But I would highly recommend people just go through Kevin's link that he's sharing here under the video, because what we're trying to do here is just support the community. And we want to grow these types of communities that we're working with together in tandem. We don't work with a lot of other crypto communities. The reason why is because they usually don't have very similar values in terms of how they look at the market or how they're trying to help their own people. Whereas, the entire time that, we've known Kevin, and when you meet people here on the internet, you kind of have to, take some time. And, we've been working together for over a year and a half now. And we really like what Kevin's doing over here. And so we want to support what you guys are doing with your YieldLabs and, all the projects and people that you're trying to help as well. So I always say, like, pay it forward, right? And, keep helping all these communities build. And it's a good time. So you can, if you have any questions, if you want to pay in cryptocurrency, Bitcoin or Ethereum, you can email me there at the top of the webpage at charlie@cultivatecrypto.com. And if you want to support Kevin by that, you get 10% discount. So instead of $8.97, it's $8.07.30. And then you can just email me, say, I want to pay in Bitcoin or Ethereum. And then in the subject, just make sure that you include Kevin or YieldLabs or however you want to describe that, so that I can give credit as well and make sure to get some of that, kicked back over to your community.
Yeah, make sure you go and follow Miguel as well. He's we've all been working together for a while now. He's got a lot of good content. He's got his own channel as well. I can't believe he's doing that at the same time. We've got 2 channels worth of worth of stuff. So yeah, it's like,
Yeah.
just to summarize, I think it's I think there's a lot of value in terms of like new participants be able to get a network, which is very, very important, and to be able to collaborate and basically put all the minds together. And kind of just that cross pollination, and the underlying
Yeah.
information is solid as well. So I think you say, like you say, we've kind of like we attack the markets in very different perspectives, but I kind of think we've all got to the same place in terms of like
Yeah.
portfolio and stuff. So it's really
Yeah.
cool to like see that kind of there is different ways, and there's different ways to kind of think about things, and get to the same place. You know, as long as it
Oh
suits your
yeah.
personality and you can sleep at night and all this stuff. So I think it's great, and I'm really looking forward to this quarter, meeting all the new people. And yeah, if they want to head over to our community, feel free. I'll put the links.
Oh yeah,
We've got our own
definitely.
telegrams. Charlie's got telegrams. Miguel's got
Yeah, you do.
his channels.
Yeah, you do get a Telegram chat for that specific quarter in the course. We never shut it down, so you can continue to network with everybody beyond into other quarters. Also, you have access to the videos, recorded videos from the course beyond just this quarter, so you can, review them over 6 to 9 months, whatever. We highly encourage people to jump across different communities in these different telegrams. And so we'll be sharing, a lot of different ways to go out there. And sometimes if you're in like a coin, right, Miguel's really good at jumping into people's Discords, telegrams, onto their YouTubes to, really do the due diligence and heavy research into those specific projects. So we teach you how to do that as well. So like you said, there's usually a few webinars that people gravitate towards specifically. So looking forward to seeing, people from your community who maybe haven't been exposed to the Moon Gang or Cultivate Crypto or Dollar Cost Crypto or the Cultivate Crypto course before, just start to come in and just, learn a few different perspectives, but then come back and give back to your community as well.
Yeah, sure. And I know there's a lot already signed up from in our community, and I know there's a lot repeating the course for a second time, third
Yep.
time, fourth time. So it's almost like people just want to come back. So they had such a good time last time. So let's see how we go
Yeah.
this time. Let's get it rolling. And congratulations on all your success for your channel. I think you've been very consistent with your message. You haven't kind of deviated from your initial kind of premise, and you've
Yep.
been pulling this product together each quarter, and it's a lot of work for you guys, and it exhausts you
Yeah.
out, and hundreds of hours of like preparation and content, and you continue to do it. So congratulations. And I think we'll leave the video there, and then we'll see
Thanks.
each other on the course, I guess.
Yeah.
Thanks, Charlie.
And see everybody else there as well. So later. Thanks.
Yeah.